which one is going to be my next tier 4. For anyone who wonders, this video gonna make your life easier. Hello gang, welcome to the channel, and today we're gonna go through a tier list. And we are gonna start from the previous video I did 3 months ago. It was my first attempt ever to do a tier list for Marvel Future Fight tier 4 characters, and I had great success on that. As it seems, a lot of you loved the video, and I wanna go there and fix the little things I had made wrong 3 months ago and make it even better for you, doing some really good upgrades on the list. And also after 3 months we have 11 new tier 4s to our roster, so now a lot of things change into the current meta. So we're gonna swap a bit the teams, we're gonna swap the icons, and we're gonna figure out together why and who is the best for every single game mode of the game. As you can see here, this video was like 3 months ago. As I told you, I had my face on the other, on the left, as you're seeing right now the video, but now I changed it, so it's gonna be easier for you to see the tier list because in the previous time, I guess you were struggling. After that, thanks to Athena, we have the new icons of every single character. And I'm gonna try also to remake a bit the tier list names, you know, the categories actually. We're gonna fix the categories also, and we're gonna do some stuff, you know. I'm gonna drop also the top 2 CTPs for every single character, because now it's gonna be way faster than before, because we're gonna swap the characters that drop from the meta and we're gonna put the new ones, etc, etc. So if you wanna stay and hang out and see the list, do not forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let me know which one is your next tier 4 and if this list made you change your mind. Let's go into the actual changing on the list. So first of all, let's start with the names. The first name here, it's ABX and ABL meta. It's the character that if you go by book and build these characters, you can do the maximum scores daily and get the maximum rewards for tier 4 materials, tier 3 materials, and all the stuff you're getting from there. PvP meta are the characters that actually being used at the top tier of Timeland Battle, Otherworld Battle, you know, they're all over the place. Alliance Conquest also. But yeah, back in the day, 3 months ago, it was only 4 that it was all over the place. Now there are a lot of more. We're gonna stick with the Wolboss meta also. These 3 feels like successful, but the ABX good, as you can see, are characters that it was alternatives for the ABX for, you know, for people that don't have the paywall uniforms. PvP good was characters that they are actually good, but they were not meta. I think now it's the time to go for Otherworld Battle meta, and I'm gonna put here the characters that they are not number 1 on PvP to use them in Timeline Battle, but they are very good on specific days that there is some bans, you know, for Otherworld Battle, and also of course for Alliance Conquest. So let's start with the current list we have already, and let's go one by one and put some characters on. The first character came after I had I had made my list. I'm not sure which one it was, so I think it was Thanos. Yeah, Thanos is a great example that what we're gonna do. I have a double icon for Thanos. As you can see, Thanos is also here. Thanos took a remake on his old uniform. With the remake he took, he deserved a place on the ABX and ABL meta because he's doing a bit worse than Loki. Now it's almost exactly the same, and in the same time he's way easier to play. Only for that I'm putting him here. The new uniform of Thanos, it's a different uniform, you know, transform him from a PvE unit to a PvP unit. Of course, the PvE uniform of Thanos was really good and decent, and you could play with him on PvP too, but now Thanos has tools that makes him way better than he used to be, and from these characters he lands something like here. He's really strong, but the fact that he don't have immortality and revive makes him a bit, easy to kill with some characters like the 5th skill of Adam Warlock, and he's really hard to stay alive. The two best CTPs are Raids if you use him for ABL and ABX, and a Brilliant Conquest if you want to play PvP, of course. An alternative for PvP, I would say Brilliant or Mighty Authority, of course. Let's go to the next one, which is, if I remember right, Ebony Maw. Ebony Maw, it's a character that I'm really, I'm not sure where to put him, but I'm gonna put him on ABX and ABL good, just for the fact that he is the only alternative after Magneto. If you don't have Magneto, which is a character that you need to unlock the Epic Quest, he is the very next villain blast type that you can use, and villains blast types in this current meta are really important for, actually they're important because there's a lot of ABX and ABL days to play with, so he has really good value there. He's also good as a support for PvP, but he's not that good generally speaking. So yeah, you can't play PvP with him. You can play some PvE also, but yeah, I'm not seeing anything else putting him on. So if you check my video on his review, as a level 80, he is like the strongest level 80 for Blast villain after Magneto, and as a tier 4, he's close to Magneto, but in my mind, you don't really worth getting him if you already have Magneto. The next one, I think it was Better Ray Bill, and Better Ray Bill is going to be land around here. He is really good for ABL also, but he is not that good. The fact that he came to the game with Gladiator, and the fact Odin was already in the game and he was doing pretty much the same, made him automatically just a support. With the new uniform, he has a support buff also and a leadership with fire damage, so the new uniform transformed him into a just support character. By the way, for Ebony Maw, in my mind, the best CTPs to use if you use him for PvE, go with a Mighty or Brilliant Judgment, and actually Raids, not Judgment, my bad. Judgment does not work for his tier 3 because his tier 3 it's energy damage. It's really weird, but yes, it is what it is. With a Raid, he gonna perform way better, and especially, as I told you, ABX and ABL. If you're gonna play with him, generally as support for PvP, a CTP of Insight would be really nice, or an Authority, because he's doing some really good kills for PvP too. Better ABL is really strong for Wallboss Legend. He has, as an Awaken character, he's starting with his Awaken, he's having more damage, burst in the start. For ABL and ABX, that was something that holding him behind. You can't compare a tier 3 character to Awaken for ABX and ABL because the tier 3s can spam the skills and get more tier 3s during the time, when in the same time, Awaken characters have only a specific period of time that they can drop their Awaken. So I'm gonna have Better ABL here, as I told you. The best CTP to use with him, it's a World Boss, it's for World Boss Legend, it's like a Judgment if you can't proc with him, but he works really nice with the proc, and a Mighty Destruction or Energy would be fine for him too. However, a lot of people using him with an Insight for ABL because he is a must-have support for the days that you are going to use Gladiator, so he is really nice to go for. I'm gonna put him here because I feel like Miles and Sauron have overall more value with the tags they have, so I'll let him be here. Better ABL. The next dude we took this update is going to dethrone a lot of the ABX and ABL meta. Because of him, exactly, I would put him here in my mind, perhaps here also, but yeah. I'm putting him here because he's able to be used for 1 day of ABL, but in the same time 1 day of ABX, and he is absolute champion. Gladiator is the best character to use for all these days. And if I had to put two good CDPs for him, it's raids number one 100%, because makes him super good and dethroned actually Odin to world boss meta in my mind, and also dethroned Black Panther. Black Panther had a use to go for for combat hero day, and he was really close with Moon Knight. Black Panther was easier to play, but after Gladiator came, because he can be used 2 times for ABX and ABL, I'm putting him here in front of Cable and Rogue. Cable and Rogue have only 1 day, and as I mentioned in the previous video, Luna is first because she has 3 days for ABL and 3 days for ABX, so she has the most value. Combat Villain Day, being a human, Dr. Octopus has a lot of value, also used a lot of times in ABX and ABL. Magneto, same thing. Blast Villain, Jean Grey, same thing. Villain female, and also Universal female for ABL. She is in like 2 or 3 per 14 days, so it's really important. Loki has 2 ABL days, really important too. So here after comes in my mind Gladiator, being able to cap on both ABX combat and ABL hero alien, I think, yeah, hero alien male or something. So let's go into the next one into the list, and I think the one who came was Angel. Actually Angel was with Thanos, but yes, let's put him here. He is good, but he's not for here. He's not PvP meta. He's on the Otherworld battle meta, however, and he is behind Hela, to be honest. He is the only tier 4 to use for Otherworld battle and have the buff for your team. He has passively to the new uniform. He has a debuff for your team. However, he is only good at tier 4 to be to replace characters like Wasp, who is awakened and gives you a better buff. So his value drops a lot if you don't have tier 4 him. If you don't have him tier 4, but also being a level 80 gives him some value, generally speaking. So you can use him with an insight, easy peasy. For Gladiator, if you want to use him for PvP, I've seen Commander's video and he suggests regeneration. Mighty regeneration could be really nice for Alliance Conquest for him, but I feel like PvE is the place to go with him, and a raid is the best to use, as I told you. Angel, however, needs an insight, as I told you. You would use him for PvE too. He's really strong and he could be good with just a proccing CTP like Energy or Destruction. But generally, all the people using him for Otherworld battle meta and Alliance Conquest, and yes, no one is going to use him on Timeline battle with these characters here. The next one in the list, if I remember right, is Maya Lopez. And Maya Lopez, it's one of the most softed characters into this list. She came into the game and she provided nothing, literally nothing. She has a leadership, she has a passive ability for the speed type. For only speed type Otherworld battle team, she could be really nice, giving an extra chain hit. She's like Agent Venom but for speed types. But yeah, I can't see a lot of value there. She's good, she's meta for Alliance Conquest, 100%. But I wouldn't suggest you to go for a tier 4 like Maya to get some value for Alliance Conquest. So in my mind, she's lame. Also a CDP of Authority could be really nice with her. A CDP of Greed, a mighty CDP of Greed or a mighty CDP of Authority could fit here cool, but still I don't see a lot of value in this character to tier 4 him. And the next one in the list is Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer came to change the meta of PvP a couple of months ago, actually 1 month ago if I remember right, and he is the reflect meta of the game right now. He is the most problematic character to go against with whatever character because of his reflect, and if you don't have tools to get immunity on the reflect through a mighty Greed or a mighty Conquest or building the same things, or let's say use Molecule Man as a leadership and America Chavez as a support, CMAC suggests me that you are going to get reflected when you are not on the iframe skill. So a lot of people dying through him. He is really strong. I made a video to tell my opinion about him. I'm using him with Brilliant Egg and he's fantastic, but by any means I don't feel like this is the best CTP to use with him. Of course, it's Brilliant Conquest cause of the fact that he gonna get immunity on the reflect against other Silver Surfers. For the rest of the character, you can actually do really nice with the Conquest, but also with an Authority. Egg is an alternative that I'm using. You're using the character as a tank who reflects and you're running around doing counter attack with your third skill. But generally speaking, he was the number one for a period of time because as we all know, after 9th anniversary, Sentry came also. But yes, in my mind, it's Conquest, Authority, and after Egg. Egg is really close with Authority actually, but with Authority you can be more aggressive. With the Egg you have to play defensively and get yourself some heal, get yourself some counters to do the kill there. It's really fun to play. I really enjoy it. You can go and watch my video. I'm gonna drop down below in the description also a tier list playlist for all the tier lists I did after the tier 4 tier list I have done. I did a tier list for tier 3s, Awaken, and tier 2 characters. The characters, these characters are not able to get tier 4 and they are really must have as supports and all this stuff because these characters are the damage dealers mainly. You need the tier 3s and you need your Awaken and tier 2s to go through all the game modes like ABX, ABL and all this stuff. So let's go into the next character we took, and it's let's go with Thor. Thor came and he's really strong. His tags helps him a lot with World Boss Legend and he has a lot of value actually. But yeah, he's not better than Gladiator, he's not better than Odin, he's not better than anyone for World Boss Legend. So he goes like there, and in my mind, something I forget to fix before, Black Bolt is really close to him for World Boss Legend. He's really strong, but Black Bolt in my mind lost his space on, lost his, lost his value actually on ABL because after Thanos took the remake on the farm uniform, he became even better on the for ABL, so he's the easy character to use instead of Loki for both Male Day and both Villain Alien Day. Male, villain, universal, or whatever the tax is. You know what I mean. So yeah, Thanos is actually really close to Loki. As I told you, I have him in the end because I feel still that Loki has more value, and also Thanos is really strong with the other uniform, so I'm not sure what to suggest you go for either of them. So yeah, go first for PvE with Loki. If you can't play with Loki, Thanos is good, but Thanos has really good value with the new uniform for PvP, as you can see. However, we were talking about Thor, and yes, Thor, it's not meta for ABL and ABX 100%, but he has extra value actually from all these characters, as I recall right now, as being the best farmer character in the game for free to play, that don't have Jean Grey, that don't have Rogue with the last uniform, so he has a lot of value too for Rifts. However, his old uniform goes to outdated, and it's the first character in the game took a second uniform as a tier 4 that they have any other use. The new uniform has the same use as the previous one. It's replacing on every single content the old uniform, and the only content that the old uniform it's equal with the new uniform, it's ABX. For the rest of the content, he's better like 10 to 15% depending on how good you're gonna perform with the new uniform, so yeah, it's the first uniform that make the old uniform completely unused. Hulk and Thanos took the alternative uniforms from PvE to PvP and from PvP to PvE. So you can use both uniforms for Thanos and have different results 100%. For Thor, you can't do that. And after that comes the other dude, Hulk. For Thor, by the way, the best CTPs to use is Judgment now, because in my mind, you know, if you're not going to use him for ABX and ABL, Raids is kind of a stretch for him because he doesn't have the Guardian critical rate, and Judgment gonna provide him really good results as a striker too, but in the same time he's not gonna lose damage farming, and he's going to be better for World Boss Legend. So first CTP you would use is a Judgment, and second Raids. The next dude in our list is someone who deserves a place here in my mind. He deserves a place here, even if he's worse than Dr. Octopus, he's way easier. Guys, for your own, to understand what I'm talking about, I was able to pull out 12 million with Dr. Octopus, 12.5, after playing with him 3 months. I start at 9.5, I was playing every single week, you know, on the days, I was getting better, 10 million, 11 million, and I end up doing 12 after a lot of tries, a lot of redo, a lot of restarts. It was so annoying playing with Dr. Octopus, and now I find my dude Hulk here with the newest uniform, and he is absolute monster. Yesterday in my live stream, go and check it, I did 12.5 million first try without restarting and just playing with him for 1 week. He's so easy, and in my account I can score with both Dr. Octopus and Hulk. Perhaps with Hulk better score, 12.5 consistent is better than the Dr. Octopus 12.7 once, I remember. So yeah, I wanna farm these tier 4 materials, and I would prefer playing with Hulk. Hulk is really close to Dr. Octopus, but he's way easier to play. So in my mind, yes, I know all the 40 warlocks from our lines gonna curse me, but yeah, I believe the best CTP for him it's Raids. CTP of Raids gonna give you a blast with him playing World Boss Legend. I was able to do Gene 55 stage, I'm making a video about it. It's the best character and easier to play for these specific tags for ABX and ABL 100%. For World Boss Legend there are others too, but he's really strong there too. He replaced Dr. Octopus for me 100%, but still you have to know that if you play perfect with Dr. Octopus, you don't have better results than Hulk. You know, Hulk is like 2 million, 1 to 2 million worse than Dr. Octopus, but yeah, not for me at least. So let's go to the next one. Actually, something I didn't mention, you can also use him as a striker. He is one of the best strikers in the game, and he has the fracture ability, and he is a justice. This is really rare, and being a tier 4 with fracture, it's a pain to find, so you need to consider this value too. If you're struggling with the fracture, he is doing the fracture with his 5th skill, really easy, and he's striking with it too. You can use him really successful for World Boss Legend with a Mighty Energy or a Mighty Destruction too, but if you wanna go hybrid on him, a Mighty Regen or a Mighty Egg would be nice. But yeah, nothing close to Raids, guys. Raids is doing miracles. Yeah, I'm not gonna, you know, advertise more the character. He can talk for himself through my yesterday live stream. Go and check it, you're gonna figure out. And the last one that are in the game, and he completely swapped upside down the meta, is Sentry. Sentry came, and he is day one the #1 PvP character. Even at level 70 he can do miracles. I have done 2 live streams playing with him, one at level 80, one at level 70, and with both both live streams I was using a Obelisk, and I was in the first and in the second I was using a CTP of Energy. This is not the best CTP to use, but for me works really nice. I can proc into the face of the enemy. He doesn't really need to have guard break immunity because he has super guard break immunity into his kit. Hidden something, and you don't need the guard break immunity. He is the #1. He needs to have immunity on the reflect to perform perfect for PvP. on manual or on auto. So the best choice is, guess what? Mighty or Brilliant Conquest first, and after Mighty or Brilliant Greed. However, I'm using an energy and I'm using him for World Boss Legend also, which is insanely good. He's really strong with an energy, he's really strong with destruction. He's a character that you can actually use all CDPs, except of course, you know, Judgment. And Raids, in my mind, it's a waste because he's not going to get better for PvE, you know, for World Boss Legend. And in the same time, you don't have a lot of stages to use him for how it's called, for ABX and ABL. It's only one. Doesn't really worth to sacrifice his CTP to use him for one ABX day, that there is no way he's better than the other character that you can use for this ABX day, Ghost Rider, which is insanely good, and you already know that. However, the World Boss Legend meta feels kind of crowded, so yeah, I could go and get some characters here, like Black Panther. Yeah, he gets softed, as I told you. Yeah, Professor X. Yeah, Doctor Strange. In my mind, he's good. He's really strong character for sure. But yeah, no one is using him. Also, perhaps Blue Dragon could drop here. Like here, she's really strong for World Boss Legend. But yeah, I feel like there is others doing her job. But yes, the fact that she's blast. Okay, yeah. Okay, no problem, no problem. Let her like this. And yes, this is the tier list. This is the tier list, but you need to know that there is some data mines on Thanos Vibe site, and that they're saying that Wanda is coming into the game. If Wanda comes in a couple of weeks as a middle month, or we're not sure if she's going to come, I need to remind you that Luna Snow was data mined for 6 months and she came after. So Wanda could take her time, but she could drop next week. If Wanda comes, it's not a huge difference, just Captain Marvel is going down below here in my mind. But yes, you need to consider that Wanda is not gonna be meta for multiple days. Perhaps it's going to be Blast, perhaps it's going to get something that we're not sure, you know, a PvP uniform. We're not sure. You have seen Netmarble doing chimichangas. They swapped my boy Hulk. Hulk, by the way, with this uniform, he is full PvP. He has a really good if iframe ignore on his 4th skill. And with this, it's pure PvE, as I told you before. I'm just mentioning here to let you know. Wanda is going to be really good with a Judgment in my mind. Rage is going to be her second option, because the one day that she can be used for ABX, it's pretty cool to use Judgment, and after she's gonna have value for World Boss Legend. That's the list, actually, the new list, the new tier list for tier 4s. I feel like 3 months gap is good, you know, to refill, to let you know about the meta, how it's swifted, how I'm thinking. Let me know down below in the comments if you feel like I did dirty any of the characters. I know, as an example, that Hela has a lot of value for multiple content like World Boss Legend. She became even better as a tier 4 when there is specific days of specific restrictions on other world battle. But yeah, I don't feel like she can compete with any of these dudes here. Something else, Jean lost a lot of her PvP value. So yeah, she is mostly into PvE right now. And Raids and Mighty Judgment could be the best for her. Before she was meta for specific, you know, PvP content, but now she's falling behind after Sentry and Silver Surfer. Sentry need the immunity or reflect, as I mentioned, cause of the Silver Surfers, by the way. I'm just giving you that info too. That was it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I make you understand how the things work. If you have any question, drop me, hit me down below in the comments. I'm here for you. Thank you everyone for being here. See you into the next. Kisses in your faces.